电话里面还跟那个董副校长董义武董副校长，同学们看过那个长得高高大大黑黑那个董副校长，我今天电话也跟他讨论了一下。观光系的同学呢，对于认识这个世界，具有呢把客人带到这个世界去旅游的能力，是非常重要的。觉得现在有这个能力的举手，那只有一个人在那边抓头而已。想学会这个能力的举手，很好，这样子哈，哎，又多了一个，真好。我每次都要这个时候要消费一下吴伟德老师，因为吴伟德老师，吴老师，对，吴老师是我们系上的，就是大家都知道吴伟德老师，他把好多客人带到那个外国去带到世界上去那个认识这个世界，然后最重要的不是让人家认识这个世界而已人家很有收获的回来，很开心的回来那这个。我呢也认识一些外国朋友那今天呢演讲今天演讲呢是我请这个我的朋友叫做这个，我等一下介绍他在介绍之前呢，我先介绍一下我们有一位老师肖维利老师，肖老师可以跟大家嗨一下，来大家鼓掌一下肖老师。很多同学都认识肖老师或者可能有一班同学没有被肖老师教过。肖老师呢，他也是中华民国观光领队协会的理事我也是请他来我们系上来给同学上课。所以我们有越来越多的机会，包括这样的发生一次的演讲，或者是我们的课程，协助同学具有呢国际观、世界观。慢慢的呢，你可以学到说，把客人很快乐的、很丰富的带到国外去旅游，再带回来的这个能力。所以同学，你在听这演讲的时候，你听演讲的时候呢，你告诉我干嘛花这个30分钟听这个演讲？因为我要借这个机会呢，去了解一个我们平常这个报纸也不太讲的。生活也接触不到的世界上另外一个地方，可是这个地方将是跟我们以后的专业，我们谋生呢是非常有关系的那这个是维也纳，欧洲欧洲这个地方。那欧洲不是只有维也纳这个地方，对不对？那当你呢一个一个地点、一个一个城市慢慢去熟悉它的时候呢，你就对它就不再害怕你就可以带着客人去那边这个进行观光旅游。So from now I will use a short English to introduce about you. Okay. The Max. Today I made the Max for the second time. We had a coffee together several days ago. In, of course, Starbucks. Whoever heard Starbucks? 谁听过 Starbucks? 好的，老师当然是。Okay. Yeah. So Max is from Vienna. Okay. Not Vienna. Vienna. Okay. So today Max is still going to talk about the city he's familiar with. So please pay attention to how he delivered the information, how he talk about his city and compare with the city that you are familiar, which is Taipei. And then in the future, when you have the chance, when you introduce your country, your city, and you know how to deliver in 20 to 30 minutes. And I know your English is not that good, but don't worry about that. Okay, this is a good chance for you to practice your English. All right, you have 20 to 30 minutes, and please just pay attention to and be quiet, please. 安静. Be away from your cell phone. Okay. Okay, let's give a big hand to Max. 鼓掌，鼓掌。
好。Okay, my name is Lex. I'm from Vienna. I give you a short presentation about Vienna. Before I start the presentation, is anyone been in Europe before? No one has been in Europe before? Right? Came to know any guys from in Europe and Vienna? I will start the presentation. located in Europe. Then I will tell you some facts and statistics about Austria. Some historical points. Then I show you the map of Vienna and where you can find the most important attractions in Vienna. Then of course the attractions. And I will leave and do some words about transportation network and then give you some more information.
会讲解一些有关于呢这个维也纳的资讯给各位同学听。
Okay, here you see the map of Central Europe. Here you can see in Vienna, less actually in the heart of Europe. You can see Austria, and Vienna is the capital of Austria. Austria is surrounded by different countries. Most important is Germany, then Czech Republic, Slovakia, Hungary, the south Italy, and west of Austria is Switzerland. The capital of Austria is Vienna, and what's the Rocky Mountains for USA is actually the Alps for Europe. The Alps actually range from the southern part of France to east of Austria.
奥地利就是在欧洲的心脏中心，那它的首都就是维也纳。
Here's a satellite map of Austria. You can see Vienna, the eastern part of Austria. Here. What you also can probably pick out is Vienna lies at the river Danube. You can pick here. And what I said before, that Austria, that's the Alps, and from south France to eastern part of Austria, and the spots that you can see here are actually glaciers. So Austria is actually a very mountainous country, where Vienna lies on the eastern part in actually a very quite flat place of Austria.
澳洲这个奥地利这个地方，它这个维也纳是在这个国家的东边啊，它的西边可以看到那个是 glacier， 也就是那个冰河啊，所以它是一个非常多山的国家啊，只有在东边这个地方是比较平的啊，就是奥地利这个地方。
Here are some facts about Austria, comparing it with Taiwan so that you get a better feeling for the size and population of Austria. Austria is a little bit bigger than twice the size of Taiwan, with 83,000 square kilometers, and has a population of 8.56 million people, while density in Austria is only about 16% the density of Taiwan. The highest mountain in Austria is the Großglockner, which is 3,700 meters high, and Yushan, Taiwan is 3,900 meters, much higher. Regarding Vienna, Vienna is about 1.5 the size of Taipei, and has a population of now about 1.8 million people, while the population in Taipei is about 2.7 million. So also here in Taipei, the density of the city is much bigger than in Vienna. I will show you some more statistics, like temperatures, average temperature in Vienna. If you could see before, Vienna lies at the easternmost part of Austria. It's quite flat. And the temperatures in Vienna is about 2 to 3 degrees higher than in the rest of Austria, because the rest of Austria is very mountainous region. The absolute maximum temperature is about 37 degrees. It's not too far away from the absolute maximum temperatures in Taipei, what I found out, but the average temperature in Vienna itself is a little bit more than 20 degrees in summertime. So the best time to travel in Vienna, I would say, is between May and October, where the temperature may be around 20 degrees. But in winter time, as you can see here, the absolute minimum temperature is around minus 17 degrees in December or January. And in December, we usually also in Vienna, we have usually a couple of days, like 5 to 7 days, with temperatures below -5 degrees. So sometimes it's getting freezing cold. One more slide to just that we get a feeling about the population. Usually, it's you would expect that the population rise during the centuries in some kind of a straight line, but in Vienna, with a very strong increase of the population from 500,000 to 2 million people from the year around 1850 to 1940. The main reason for it is that at this time the outer villages were incorporated to Vienna, and there was the Austrian-Hungary Empire where Austria was much bigger than nowadays, and a lot of people moved to the city of Vienna. I will show you more about that afterwards. Then some points about history. Here it this slide it shows actually the siege of Vienna by the Turks in the year 1683. The first settlements in Vienna were around 500 before Christ, and the first time the city Vienna was mentioned in a document was in the year 1137. There was a thing about rock by the Turks of Vienna in the year 1529 and 1683. What you also can see on this slide, on this painting, is the 10-year tours of the city Vienna, and also that the city was a fortified city. That means it was surrounded by a wall for protection, fortification. You will see a better view of the fortified city here, with the fortification walls around the city. This print is from around 1686. What you also can already see here is St. Stephen's Cathedral, one of the main attractions in Vienna, and part of the interior palace. From one of the biggest ruling dynasties in the world is actually the Habsburg family. It ruled Austria, the city of Vienna, from 1274 till 1919. After the end of the World War I, the Habsburg dynasty declined and fell apart. What you also can see very well around the city wall, there was a wide space of about 500 meters that was prohibited to erect any building or grow vegetation. That was for protection purposes. So let's get some more points about Vienna. I don't want to tell you too much about the history of Vienna, but I think it's important to know some facts about the history, because you get a better impression where the glorious city comes from. So one of the most important rulers of Austria and Vienna was Maria Theresa. She ruled from the year 1740 to 1780. She implemented significant reforms in Austria regarding school system, and she also founded the Austrian General Hospital. And another ruler was Emperor Franz Joseph. He lived from 1830 to 1960. He ruled between 1848 and 1960. He was actually the last proper emperor in Austria. He also issued a decree in 1857 to demolish the city walls, so the fortification walls, and build the ring boulevard. That's one of the main reasons why Austria or Vienna is a very nice city to visit. As a boulevard was erected or constructed, there are now many beautiful buildings and many of the most important sightseeing attractions. Here on this picture you see Maria Theresa, the family. She had 16 kids. around a certain of your kids survived infancy. So another slide was about the history of Austria-Vienna. Here you can see the size of Austria as it is today, and it's also the size you could see on one of the first slides. And this is the area of the Austrian-Hungary Empire. You see, Austria once was much bigger than it is now today. That's where the people moved during 1850. The people came and moved to Vienna from 1815 to 1914. So some more points of history from 1940 to 1918. Of course, Austria was involved in World War I. After World War I, the Austrian-Hungarian Empire fell apart in Austria as it is today state. And in 1918, after World War I, there was a proclamation of the First Republic of Austria. Then from 1938 till 1945, there was World War II. Austria also was involved. After World War II, Austria was occupied by the Allied forces. That's England, USA, France, and the Russians. And in 1955, Austria regained its sovereignty again. In 1969, the first construction of the underground in Vienna started. The first underground went into operation in 1975. So it's about, I think, 10 years earlier than in the year 2001, the inner city of Vienna was declared a World Cultural Heritage Site. So that's all about, I will tell you about history. Now I will show you some maps about Vienna. Vienna consists of 23 districts, and what you have seen on one of the first slides, the fortified city, is what is now the district number 1. You see it here. And the other districts were incorporated into Vienna, district 2 to 9, 10, and the year 1850, and the following district 10, 11 till 20 were included into Vienna in the year 1892. So that's the size of Vienna nowadays. What you also can see very nicely here is the river Danube here. And maybe you even can spot a very teeny island, 21 kilometers long. It's one of the most famous recreation areas for me and his people. And in the last weekend in June, there's the biggest open air festival in the world, visited by about 3 million people. Another slide. This gives you a closer look of the first district in Vienna. That's actually the size where the fortified city was. It was about around somewhere like here. And when the city walls were demolished, a nice huge boulevard was constructed. It's about around the center of the city, that's here. And with the construction of the boulevard, the Ring Boulevard, a lot of public a lot of buildings were constructed, which are now one of the most important attractions in Vienna. Like here it's the new university, and here you have the city hall. I will show you afterwards some pictures about the main attractions in Vienna, but I just want to show you where you can find them, where you can locate them. It's the city hall, that's the parliament, then you have the Art History Museum and the Natural History Museum. Here you have the State Opera, that's actually all the buildings, and here you have the new Burg, which is part of the Imperial Palace. These buildings I mentioned now were all constructed during the time from 1860 till 1890. Other attractions you will see in the inner part of the city is St. Stephen's Cathedral. You also could see 1883. And Imperial Palace. Imperial Palace is actually a very huge building complex. We will tell you more about it later on. What you also can see here on this slide, it's a museumsboat, also a nice attraction. And on the southern part is you see on the part of it, it's St. Charles Church, also very important and nice attraction. If you want to explore Vienna, the best way is just to look around in the first district. You can see, I would say, 80 to 90% of the top attractions are inside of the first district. I think that's one of the reasons why Vienna is actually a very nice city for tourists to visit and travel around. Regarding shopping street, the best places to shop. If you have enough money, you can visit the street between Opera and St. Stephen's Cathedral, just around here called the Graben, where you can find the most expensive shops, if you can afford it. And the biggest shopping street is actually just next to the Museumsgota, and it goes out to the city. It's called Maria Hilferstraße. It's a very long and huge shopping street where there's one shop after the other. It's a very nice part of the city to visit through there. What you also can see here on this map is there are quite a lot of underground stations. They are marked with a blue, white view. And in Vienna we actually have 5 underground lines. Here on this map you only see 4 underground lines, 1 till number 4. The 5th underground line is underground number 6, which runs a little bit outside of the first district, so you don't see it on this map. What's also very nice about the boulevard construction is that there are a lot of green areas and parks implemented in the boulevard, like here's the park, where you can see a lot of monuments from musicians. The most famous one from Johann Strauss. I will show you a picture afterwards. Then you have the Burggarten, where you can find the Mozart monument, and the Volksgarten, where you can see hundreds of beautiful roses. Another very interesting place is the place just in front of the City Hall, but I will come back to this later on. So again, the most important point about this slide is most of the attractions in Vienna lie really around the first district and in walking distance. You probably don't even need any public transportation to Okay, now let's get to the most important attractions in Vienna. Here you see another map of Vienna. Again, here you see the Danube Canal that borders to the inner city of the first district. You can recognize here most of the famous attractions lie within the first district. There are only 3 or 4 other attractions that lie a little bit outside of the first district. That's the Schönbrunn Castle. It's here, it's in west of the city center, but it may be reached very easily with the underground number 4, which lives also from the city. Then there's the Palace of Schloss Belvedere. Actually in walking distance of the city, but I guess most people will prefer to take the tram, and tram number 71 and tram E will lead you to the Belvedere. The another attraction, the Prater, where you can see the huge ferry wheel. It can be reached with underground number 1, and then there's the 100-Wasser house, a very colorful building, but it's not so easily to be found on the map, because you walk about 10 minutes to reach it. So let's start with the main attractions in Vienna. One of the top attractions in Vienna is St. Stephen's Cathedral. It was built, or let's say the first church was erected in the year 1147. It burned down and was again erected again around the year 1230. And then the Duke Rudolf IV issued a remodeling of the church in the 14th century. And the main church, as you can see now, was built actually between 1359 and 1440. The tower, it's called the South Tower, is about 137 meter high, and there are 343 steps that lead up to a wonderful viewing platform where you have a spectacular view over the city. So it's definitely worth, if you are there, it's definitely worth to climb up the steps and view the city from above. There was also a second tower planned, like the South Tower, North Tower, but the North Tower was never finished and was roofed over in the year 1556. You could actually see part of the second tower, or the North Tower, from the other side of the church. The construction of the church, as I told you before, started in the 13th century, and the only part that date back to the 13th century are actually the two towers here, this tower and this tower, and the main entries in this area. There are a couple of nice attractions inside the church. Most family is the Wiener Neustädter altar. It's a very famous masterpiece of wood, made out of wood. Then you also will find the tomb of the General Prince Eugen of Savoy. He was the most famous general in Austria. He defeated the Turks in the year 1683. And there is also the tomb of Friedrich III in the cathedral, and he was the first emperor of Germany. Another nice attraction is the St. Charles Church, which was built in the year 1737. It was commissioned by Prince Charles VI. He commissioned the architect John Bernhard Fischer von Erlach to build and design this nice church. And it's most famous for its two pillars, right and left of the church, which depict on the outside the life of the Saint Charles Borromeo, who lived 150 years before. The Charles Church is one of the most important baroque churches in Vienna and in Austria. Really very beautiful. It's also very close to the first district, and you just can walk there. It will take you more than 5 minutes. Okay, another very important attraction is the Imperial Palace. I already showed you some of the palace in one of the first slides. It's a print of the medieval city. What I want to show you here is that the Imperial Palace is actually a very complex building, very huge building consisting of around 18 buildings and apartments. And it's not a building that was created in one sitting. It was established over a couple of centuries. The first building was the Alte Burg, or inner city. It was a medieval castle. The only part about this castle that's left that's actually checked out inside the old castle. Then the next building was the stables here, then the Marienburg, which was built from Emperor Maximilian for his son. Then the Leopold wing, erected by the Emperor Leopold I. So you see, every emperor ruler in the history of Austria wanted to live his marks in the Imperial Palace. The latest building was actually the new Burg, which was also erected together with the construction of the Ring Boulevard. So it dates back in the late 19th century. Here you also see the different timelines when different parts of the building was happening. I will show you now some photos, one of the Michaela wing, then you see the Neue Burg, a picture from the National Library. It's one of the most beautiful libraries in Austria. Yeah. Here that's a print of the old castle, the medieval castle, as it looked 500 years ago. Now you don't see anything of this anymore. Then here you also see the Michaela wing. the most attractions of the Imperial Palace as a treasury, actually all of these museums. The Imperial Silver collections, the Imperial apartments, which include also the Sisi Museum and the National Library, of course the Spanish writing school. Here you see a photo from inside of the National Library. It's really a beautiful building. If you are in Vienna, you should take a look at it. And here you see the people here, that's probably the entrance of the treasury chamber, which holds all the treasures of the Habsburg dynasties, which are shown in this treasury chamber. That's the picture of the new port. Another top attractions and one of the most visited places in Austria is Schönbrunn Castle. Schönbrunn Castle, the name means beautiful spring because on the place where the castle is now was once a beautiful spring. It was the imperial summer residence of the Habsburg family. The Schönbrunn Castle was erected in the year 1696. Imperial Leopold the first commissioned again the architect Fischer of Erlach to build the Schönbrunn Castle. So this architect is the same who constructed the Charles Church. The palace was finished in the year 1730, but it was adapted by Nicholas Pacassi for the needs of Maria Theresa. As I told you, Maria Theresa had a huge family, had over 13 kids and needs spaces to life. The Schönbrunn Castle is also a UNESCO World Cultural Heritage Site since 1996 and has a very beautiful, huge French Baroque garden. In this Baroque garden, you can also see the Gloriette. From the Gloriette, it's a little bit elevated up to from Schönbrunn. You have a wonderful view down to the Schönbrunn Castle. Then in the park there's also the Bollhaus. Bollhaus is actually the biggest glass construction in Europe. It's 113 meters high, 113 meters long and 27 meters high. Also very famous is the zoo. The zoo was founded in 1752. It's a very nice construction, also in the style of Baroque. And yeah, if you're traveling with kids and visit Vienna with kids, I'm sure the kids will like it very much. Another attraction, there's another castle in the city. It's very close to the city center. It's Belvedere. As I mentioned before, you can reach it with train 71, the lower Belvedere, and with train T, the upper Belvedere. As you can see from here, Belvedere is actually, the castle Belvedere is actually two buildings, the upper Belvedere and the lower Belvedere. Was commissioned by Prince Eugen of Savoy. He was the most important general in Austria. He actually was born in Paris, in France, wanted to join the army in France, but he was denied. So he came to Austria and was one of the most important generals in Austria and even in Europe. Prince Eugen of Savoy didn't have any kids and family, so when he died, his heirs sold the property to the imperial court, the prince, which was the whole property of Prince Eugen of Savoy, fell back to the Habsburg Empire. Now the imperial, the Belvedere castles houses two museums. In the upper Belvedere, you can see paintings from the 19th and 20th Austrian artists, century artists. And in the lower Belvedere, you see a Baroque museum from Austrian art of spanning 1683 to 78. These are really very beautiful museums, and if you have a chance in a lifetime, you really should visit it. One of the most famous paintings in the upper Belvedere is painting The Kiss by Gustav Klimt from 1950. And then if you have a close look up of the upper Belvedere, and here you have a look from the upper Belvedere to the city center. What you can see here is St. Stephen's Cathedral. So you can see it's actually too far away from the city center. if you have time just to visit one museum in Vienna, I would suggest you visit the Art History Museum. The Art History Museum is one of the world's most important museums. It houses a huge collections of paintings and other art. The collections can be divided in 4 sections. There is the ancient and Near East sections of collections, then you have the Greek and Rome sections, and the most famous one is the picture galleries, which holds a lot of old masters, paintings from old masters. I can show you afterwards some pictures of them, and there you have also the coin collection. The Art History Museum is just one of 2 buildings. I would say they belong together. The other building is the Natural History Museum, is considered to be a twin building of the Art History Museum because from the outside really look alike. Yeah. Okay, here you have one of the paintings from Peter Bruegel's Elder, then another from Peter Bruegel. He's a really famous painter. Then Jan Vermeer and Raphael. These are all very famous old masters. Then another important attraction is the City Hall. The City Hall is about 97 meters high. It's a huge building. You don't see the full building at all here because it goes to the west and east or right on the left side of the picture. What's the most important part is actually in summertime, during July and August, the big film festival in front of the Rathausplatz, where the Rathausplatz or this festival is very famous by tourists, and in summertime from July to August, it's very crowded here. And in wintertime, there's also the biggest Christmas market in Vienna in front of the city hall. Another attraction is the Staatsoper. It was also built during the boulevard constructions between the year 1861 and 1869. It was actually the first building which was opened from these boulevard buildings. The opera was opened with the Opera Don Giovanni from Mozart on 25th of May 1869. Another attraction is Albertine, it's again a museum. It holds almost 1 million prints and over 60,000 watercolors. So big collection. The most famous of the prints or watercolors is actually this here by Albrecht Dürer. Then what's also is one of the top attractions in Vienna is the Naschmarkt. Naschmarkt is open like most of the shops from Monday till Saturday. So on Sundays in Austria all shops are closed. If you want to get any food on Sunday, you have to go to the train stations where a couple of shops are open. You can get something to eat. Market here, it's the Naschmarkt goes back to the 16th century when they were sold milk bottles, so you can buy milk. Now it's a very lively market where you can buy all kinds of fish, like mushrooms or berries and whatever you need for cooking. On the other end of the Naschmarkt, there's the flea market. Flea market is only open on Saturday, and I would say it's also a nice attraction. You can buy all kinds of stuff, old stuff. Just a couple of pictures where you see what you can buy there. In Vienna we have a lot of more attractions, because what I showed you up till now will be on the main top attractions. Also just the Ring Boulevard itself is a nice attraction to just walk around and see the buildings. Here in the courtyard, the Parliament, University, Hundertwasserhaus. I just mentioned it here, I will show you now pictures of it. That's the courtyard, one of the most German-speaking theater in Austria. Then the Parliament was one of the most famous boulevard buildings. Then the Ferryville, which is located at the Prater, a little bit outside of the city center, but very easily accessed by underground number 1. Then one of the most beautiful ornate churches is actually the Jesuit church. it's also in the first district. Then this is the university courtyard. It's the main university, which is also located in the boulevard. And coffee houses are something like an institution in Vienna. What is McDonald's for America is actually a coffee house for Vienna. It's really a nice place, and you just enter, sit down and order a coffee. What you should be careful about coffee houses, you don't order a coffee to go, just enjoy you. A coffee, you get a coffee about €4. It's very expensive in the inner city, but you can linger around there as long as you like. So once you have ordered your coffee, you can sit there for 3, 4, 5 hours. You can read the newspapers, you can play billiards or play a game of chess and so on. So this is Café Schwarzenberg, typical Viennese coffee house. One of the most beautiful coffee houses is Café Central. It's really in the center of the city, very, very beautiful. And here, some more slides, just to give you an impression of Vienna. That's a university where I showed you the courtyard, the inside. It's a huge, very beautiful building. You just can enter, if you want to view it, you just can enter and view the building from the inside. And this is a Johann Strauss monument in the Stadtpark, also in the city center. One of the most popular monuments in Austria, most popular. Then this is a Museumstorte. It's actually one of the largest cultural centers in the world. It's a huge area. And one of a very beautiful building, it's a 100-Wasserhaus. I think it's 30 years old, something like that. Very colorful building. Some more building, that's actually a building from the style Art Nouveau. It was erected by Otto Wagner, just next to the National. That's a very modern building in the center of the city, next to St. Stephen's Cathedral, and that's a Spanish riding school. So that's a typical tram in Vienna city. Here you see the city, well, transportation network in Vienna. What you see here, that you see all 5 underground lines, and actually you can get to all interesting attractions in Vienna by underground. Just below there you can take the train, 71 or all other attractions you can actually get to by underground. So the public network transportation is very good in Vienna. And what you have seen before in the first district, it's actually this area. So it's served by, as you see here, by 3 to 4 underground stations. Schloss Schönbrunn would be here, and you can exit either here or here. Let's say exit it's closest to the zoo in Schönbrunn. Here you also see Vienna is served by the Vienna International Airport. So when you arrive in Vienna by airplane, you can take the train S7 to the city center. The train is every half hour, and it takes about 25 minutes. Then you can come to the Landstrasse, where you can switch to underground number 3 or underground number 4. So now something about the food in Vienna. Usually in Vienna the breakfast consists of some bread, butter and jam, or scrambled eggs and ham. That's a typical breakfast in Vienna. Which is taken from the Naschnack. At Naschnack you also can take, there are a couple of restaurants where you also can have breakfast and lunch and dinner. Then the most famous food in Vienna is actually the Wiener Schnitzel. It's very delicious. If you are in Vienna, you should try it. Another is this stew. German it's called Gulasch, and traditionally you eat to your lunch or dinner another couple of pictures regarding food is carrots, also typical in Vienna, or beef dumpling, just scrambled eggs above bread, and as you have seen, one of the first pictures, Austria is an inside country. That means it doesn't border on any ocean. So That is a dumpling. Well, potato is this here, but this is a dumpling. The dumplings are made out of potato, yeah? Potato, egg, and this is a here down, that's a fish, a sweetwater fish, so it's not from the ocean. It's a typical fish you can get in Austria. But Austria is most famous for sweet stuff like ice, cake. Austria has plenty of wonderful and delicious cakes. So that's ice. In Austria, in Vienna, we have some ice shops that's actually as big as a restaurant and they serve ice all over the year. Just ice. Yeah. And here you have a cup of hot chocolate, tea, whiskey. It's also a dumpling filled with cheese and in a sauce of berries. Very delicious. You can eat it as a main food in Austria. Here you have a cup of coffee in Austria. If you in the traditional coffee house, if you order coffee, you always get it with a plain glass of water. In Austria, the quality of water is actually very good. I never bought any water bottles in Austria because you can just drink the water as it comes down from the coast. The water from in Vienna comes from the mountains about 170 kilometers south of Vienna. It's really high quality water. And if you are in Vienna, you don't have to buy water. Only if you need sparkling water, of course, it will be very good. So some additional information. Some of the most famous people like Prince Eugene, who already mentioned, Fischer von Erlach and architect Maria Theresa. Vienna is also called city of music because there lived a lot of famous musicians like Mozart, Beethoven. Beethoven actually comes from Germany, but he moved to Vienna when he was very young. And all of his important music were composed in Vienna. And Johann Strauss, that's actually the monument of Johann Strauss. That is a monument of Mozart in the Burggarten, just behind the Imperial Palace. Also very famous Vienna for Sigmund Freud, who lived in Vienna, but had moved to London because of World War II and the Nazis, and also Gustav Klimt. That's my favorite places. If I have visitors where I would go, it's Silbsternbräu. All these are located outside the first district, but because the first district is, I would say, regarding the restaurants, a little bit expensive. But just outside the first district, I think you have prices that's okay. One of my favorite is Silbsternbräu. It has its own brewery. Beer is very good here. Salbräu. When you exit Belvedere, you just can step into Salbräu. It's next to the exit. It's a lower Belvedere. Schönbrunnstöpel. It's also a nice restaurant where you get very typical Austrian food. Very good one, especially in Jolly-Dry. Coffee house, that's my favorite coffee houses, I would say. The Sperl, Central Sperl, you can picture here. Central Tirol of Rindstein and so on. That's again most famous food in Austria. I would say, if you visit Vienna, the 9 top attractions I showed you before, you would need 3 to 4 days where you to visit them. Yeah. If you have much more days and plenty of time, for day trips away from Vienna, there's a wonderful monastery. It's Welt, monastery in Welt. It's about 1 hour by train to the west of Vienna. And you have the city of Salzburg. It's also a city in Austria. It's on the border to Germany. Really lovely and beautiful city, much closer to, much smaller than Vienna. So for a day trip, you can see the main attractions in Salzburg. Salzburg is also famous for being the city where Mozart was born. And there's also for a day trip that's Bratislava. That's the closest city. The capital of Bratislava of Slovakia, and it's just 1 hour by train east of Vienna. Okay, now I want to show you